Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Halvonis here, and we're going to be reading another book for you in the game of WoW. And this one's going to be a long one. This is The Decree of the Scourge. Now, I do apologize for any fumbles I have in the reading of this. It is a little bit hard to see the screen. So, we're going to dig right into it. The Decree of the Scourge, Chapter 1, by Kel'Thuzad. The roots of the Scourge are sown into the folly of all races. Our rise to power is the product of the sins of those who mean our end. The so-called heroes of the land fall before us by resorting to a measure of our ideals to bring forth their envisioned victory. Their victory is a vehicle to the realization that without resorting to what they define as deplorability to achieve it, we would have overcome them instead. In both outcomes, win or lose, the Scourge inevitably wins. When this is recognized, submission to our will is inevitable. The Master, a Lich King, was born under this very same doctrine. To conquer is to corrupt. To corrupt is to take what is to be righteous and hopeful, to be living, and invert it through any means in your arsenal. The attributes of the living all have synonyms with fatal flaws that are their undoing. Hope is dogma, righteousness is zealotry, living is empathy. Recognize what makes that which lives desire to live, and turn it upon itself. Knowing the most direct path of corruption is the pinnacle of wisdom. A simple weakening of the heart, dismemberment of vital organs, or direct disease will work for the most. However, to conquer the conqueror of the most is not the decree of the Master, but the conqueror of all. It is foolish to spend excessive resources in warping the mind of a simple peasant, where a common plague will suffice. But it is equally unwise to try the same common plague against the seasoned and hardy. Regimented study of any formidably rather. I don't know why it when I read, sorry to cut the story short. When I read, I get my words mixed up a lot. Anyway, we'll reveal usable weaknesses. The Decree of the Scourge, Chapter 2. The largest misconception the living have of the Scourge is our penchant for what is considered evil. For the sake of demoralization, we allow this error to perpetuate and indeed spread it on our own. The true nature of the Scourge is our transcendence of the shackles that keep any of the living races from becoming as prosperous as we. For example, what benefits do emotion and honor really hold? They serve to validate the living, to make them feel good. Now, what flaws do they hold? Emotion is directly correlated to the ignorance of logic and reason. Honor is at most times the sole proprietor of able resources fighting a losing battle. It is baffling even to me that the living can be so unaware of how eager we are to play a part of their villain, to nurture their greatest flaws by becoming the embodiment of all that incites irrational behavior. Moral ambiguity, whatever, you know, cannot be cleansed. Antipathy cannot be healed or assuaged. Greed cannot be dispelled, and wrath cannot be cured. We choose to be the embodiment of all those things, and yet there are some still foolish enough to believe that the scourge can be defeated and removed completely. As long as the most attractive sins of the living remain, our banner flag, there will always be those eager to flock to our will. I myself was born under this doctrine. The Decree of the Scourge, Chapter 3. The Scourge is infinite in potential. We are not, however, infallible by any means. Always be well aware of your limits and resources at your disposal. Always have an exit strategy. Sacrifice of eager minions to your ends is a cornerstone of the Scourge philosophy. All manner of bravery, martyrdom, and compatriotism for anyone but the master is imprudent and severely punishable. Another fallacy outsiders hold of the Scourge is that our power resides in the residual will of the living. That we are an advanced form of parasite, and without a host of regenerating life, would simply wither away. Again, we do not deny such ignorant thought for our benefit, but this could not be further from the truth. We are nothing but an ever-improving form of adaptation to a land once riddled with endless struggle. We are immune to the tribulations of dissension over population. Individually, selfish opinion, short-sightedness, and even morality. We hear the will of the Master, and the Master brings us all that we will ever desire. It is true that we take architecture, technology, physical prowess from assimilated cultures. This, like so many evil acts of the Scourge, is done entirely out of pragmatism. The Scourge is neither the time nor the desire to generate a culture of its own. A member of the Scourge that creates without influence. A member of the Scourge that creates without influence will hold an inherent attachment to it, a right to see it viewed and used. This leads to individuality, which leads to dissension, creativity, its flaw of culture, but a minor obligation when dealing with simple needs like building and equipment. It is not your duty to question or care about the origins of your resources, only in how usable they are. The Scourge is the will of the land. All manner of life kneel to our will, with an ease that yields a single conclusion, that they need us. They yearn for our salvation. There is no resilience to our practices, no immunity to our condemnment. We are every bit the inevitability that a natural life holds, death. Death comes with every life, and undeath comes with every death. The sooner the living recognize the inevitable fact, the easier their transitions will be. That was a long one, guys, and I apologize for the fumblings. Again, I don't know why. Every time I go to read something, I get it mixed up. The words jumble. It's kind of like I have dyslexia, but I don't really think I have dyslexia. It's just that sometimes the words look like other words. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, sorry for the screw-ups, but hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Take care, guys, and peace out.